Hello, thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to be talking about two of my paintings and their meaning, as well as some of the process on how I completed these paintings. These two paintings are two of my favorites that I've done, both within the past 2 years. This one is 000, finished last week. It's done with acrylic paint. I'll make sure to get a nice zoomed in video for you towards the end of this so you can see all the detail. And the other painting I'm going to be talking about is Transmuting Prayers. This big beauty behind me, also done with acrylic paint. This was finished in the end of 2019 and I still have her with me today. She's currently not in a frame, she's just on some loose canvas because I'm making a big frame for her right now. Pretty excited about that. So yeah, let's dive in on some of the process on my paintings. We'll start with Transmuting Prayers. All of my paintings, I start with a background. Simple background of a color scheme. Sometimes I let the colors flow intuitively, sometimes I have inspiration. I did use a photo I took for inspiration for the background of a sunset that I saw in Bloomington, Indiana, where I used to live. So I started down with the background and started adding layers of colors to achieve the desired effect that I wanted for the sky. I then sprinkled in some stars and I started to form a little bit of a mountain scene in the back because I love mountains, I love natural scenery, so I wanted to throw some of that in there. I then used a reference photo of a model on Instagram who was already praying in the photo. And so I laid her out in pencil and then I began filling her in. At the end of this video, I'll show a few progress photos and videos that I had saved from the creation of this. I created this all in Indiana. I painted it at my home, I painted it at a music festival, I painted it at an art fair as well. It took me almost probably, I'd imagine 150 hours to complete. Once I did the face and got all the rendering down, I started to add in the side layers of the spirals, of the chickadees, of the roses. When I did all of the detailing and the rendering, I went ahead and got some effect paint that has a nice little shine and iridescence to it and added that on as well. So let's jump into the meaning about this painting. So Transmuting Prayers is all about taking your inner voice and turning it into prayers to manifest your future. Down here at her heart chakra, all of the love is coming out in these little pingalas, these little white dots to represent energy that's spiraling out of her heart and through her hands. And you can see the energy lines coming up and weaving through her hands, mixing into her aura because she's really focusing on honing in on that prayer message and honing in on her intentions. And so her prayer energy is coming through her body and it's coming out of the top of her head where we are all connected to that infinite beam of light that runs through us all. And it comes out of her head in this kind of toroid shape, which we all have this beautiful energy, toroid bubble that kind of consumes us for our energy field. And you can see that there's a straight line of white shooting up into the galactic universe. I imagine this area up at the top to represent spirit, to represent the higher version of ourselves, that connection to our angels, to the beautiful ethereal realm around us. Next we have over here this little circle. Within it there is a little galaxy. This represents that her prayer was heard in the galaxy, and so this energetic chickadee is flying out to represent that her prayer is coming true. And chickadees represent many things. In this painting it represents courage and positivity and curiosity. I've got so much curiosity about the universe. I love to encourage each other and try to find courage within myself. And I also love to promote positivity. So I'm praying for positivity. This woman is praying to emit positivity into the world and curiosity into the world. So these the energetic bird is flying out to represent that the prayers are coming true. And then we have our solid chickadees that have completely formed to represent that the prayer is being answered. The prayer is here. The answer is the positivity and the courage. And they are bringing red roses to her. The red roses represent love and passion. This love and passion is for yourself. This love and passion is for the universe. And these chickadees are surrounded by the roses and carrying them to just remind her and remind you that the prayer is answered, the prayer was heard, and the love and positivity and courageousness has come to fruition. The black and white stripes in the paintings, and pretty much all of my paintings that I use black and white, represents the positive and negative, which both are represented on the same line. It's the law of duality. Everything is one, even though there's two ways to see it. So we've got our black and our white to represent that balance. We also have all these green lines. In many of my paintings, you will find kind of a neon green color, often in a grid shape that represents the energetic grid that we are all connected to, that runs through us, that our universe is made out of. Our universe is made with a very geometric, mathematical proportion that I don't fully understand, but I feel and see this grid within all of us. So I like to represent it in my paintings. And that brings me to my 000 painting that I finished recently. This also has the neon green grid within it, right? This is something I saw in a meditation where I found myself in this beautiful black abyss. So on the background of this painting, I started with just a solid black layer across the whole thing. I then added in some even darker black with this blackest black paint to represent that black abyss. I put stars all in the original background layer to represent the universe and the galaxy. There's not stars in the abyss because this is kind of like a void that you can find within and in between the energy. It's kind of like a blank slate for energy to grow. So that's what those represent. And then I've got this face that I saw within my meditation where this face kind of represented my perception or my soul self, kind of just observing this abyss where energy flows through. And it's got all these little Pingala energy points because our energy fuses together and connects to make its solid objects. Of course, you got to throw in some biological matter to make the solid objects, but this is the ethereal version of your soul lines and your meridian points. Also, this big glowing orb in the middle here is representing the consciousness that is within us. That's where all the light is beaming through, just like this line in her head. This line would be beaming into her big consciousness orb in her head. And we've got a little bit of the grid there to show that, again, we're all connected to the grid. This grid connects here to the head. It's also behind and within, and it extends out into the universe. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a little insight on my paintings and what these two are about. Yeah, the process for this background first, adding layers. This painting does glow in the dark. I'll see if I can get a good photo or video of the glow version into this video for you as well. But yeah, these are both for sale. They're both original paintings. Feel free to email me, artbyjulieyoung@gmail.com, if you want more info on these paintings, if you'd like to purchase them before they go into galleries. This one's going to be delivered to the Wild Artist Gallery in Hilo on the Big Island of Hawaii. And this one does not have a home yet, so it's going to stay with me for a little while. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Please feel free to comment with what you like about these paintings, what inspires you. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, you guys. Tune into yourself too. Meditate and tune in. Find your own inner wisdom and your own inner power, and don't forget to pray to the universe or to your God or to whatever it is that brings you happiness and awareness of the great beyond. Peace.
This paint is dope. It looks way better than on my phone, but I'm glad my phone picks it up. Ah! I'm so stoked.